Alright, hey, so from here I'm gonna explain fully the game that I played before the stream, and how I got the video. So this is Tetris the Grandmaster, but it's built into this clone game called Shirominos, which is like I said, a clone of Tetris the Grandmaster. It's used for practice, and I've been using it to play it off stream because it saves all the games and replays. And we've got the replay here. I can pause it and unpause it because I got it in Twitch highlight. So Tetris the Grandmaster requires you to, it's like you have to get to the end of the Tetris game. It's not like you just play till you die. You have to avoid dying for 999 levels, and you can get levels as they stack up. And if you do it fast enough, you get Grandmaster ranking. I'll explain it as we watch my video. This is the first time I've ever gotten Grandmaster, and I've been trying for a really long time, so I'm very excited that I got it. And I did it on playing on keyboard, using the Shiromino effect. The other way I play it is on MAME. I play the TGM MAME emulation, which is like it looks exactly like the game. This one looks a little different, like aesthetically, just some graphics have changed, but it plays exactly the same. And the only like step above that would be if I could get the arcade board, play it on Super Gun or something. Then I wouldn't be emulating and I wouldn't be using a keyboard. I could also buy a joystick to play both Shiromino and TGM on emulator, but it's the same game. This is the Shirominos version. It's great because it's got the replay feature, so we're gonna start watching it as soon as it. Here it is. All right, ready, go. So the replay feature has the input display down here, which is very nice, and it has the same features as TGM. That's an added feature. The input display is not in TGM. But we've got the timer, the level counter. You see every time a block comes out here, the level counter goes up by 1. And once it hits 99, I'll need to clear a line to get it to the next level. And it also goes up based on the lines that I clear. It goes up by 1 every time I clear a line. So I got a few there, it went up. And the ranks go up as if you can score big points. And to get Grandmaster, you have to get to 999 before, I believe, 13 minutes 30 seconds. So we got the stack. You saw it maybe at the beginning. You saw me just like thumping pieces down. Let's go back and check that a bit. Yeah, it's already looking like a pretty good stack. 20 seconds in, but yeah, here we go. 10 seconds in, I'm just thumping pieces down as fast as I can. I was seeing the pieces I was getting, and I was just not caring about where they went because I knew that it's not dangerous at this point in the game. You can recover very easily. We've only got one gap here. You saw after all that I did, and we cleared a couple lines. Clearing lines that aren't Tetris's waste time because of the animation that plays. So this is a Tetris, you get that, you get that. So you get the most amount of levels for your line clear animation. If you clear one line, you get the least amount of levels for your line clear animation time waste while the clock ticks. Right, you need to go fast. So here I'm going to get a single clear, wasted all that time. There's another. I'm doing it to play a bit safe here because I've stacked up a little high. You stack up really high at the beginning, which is nice, because the pieces are falling a little slower. Even when you hold down, they don't fall instantly in Tetris Grandmaster 1. So it saves time if you can have the pieces up high. And there's a little overhang, see a little slow. Yeah, I'll just show that again real quick. This blue piece, slide it in, pretty nice. And then I don't get the Tetris there. I want to keep stacking up, but here we're going to hit 99 soon. Luckily we get the line in time to get over the 100 mark before we get stuck, because once the 10s and 1s placements are at 99 in the level counter, you have to clear a line before they'll go up to the next 100. And the pieces are going to get a little faster, and then at 200 they'll go slow again. So in this 1 to 2, I'm also trying to get it kind of high so that once we get 200 and they're really slow again, they'll be able to. That green piece was kind of fun. Here we go. I don't put it in the right spot, so I slide it before it hits the bottom. A little time waste, but it was nice to get that safety. So this build of Shirominos shows the splits. I got 100 at 1 minute 16:30. Sub 120 is good by my standards. I can get sub 110s, but usually the blocks are really low at that point, and I want them high, so I'm not wasting time stacking them way down. That was a nice T-spin save there to fill a gap. It was pretty much planned. I thought I would be able to get a T in time. So yeah, sub 120 is good for me here. Sub 110 I can do, but the blocks are usually lower, and I like them to be higher up. I'm comfortable with anything under 1 minute 30 for the first 100, and then I'm not worried about being too slow for Grandmaster rank. Because the only other time, there's a 114.15, which is also good enough. I like a second split to be faster than that usually, but my first split's usually not that fast. So I know I'm safely within pace to get Grandmaster here because I've finished this only one other time at 9.99 and didn't get Grandmaster, and I was like a minute slower than this. So this is like a minute faster than my last completion of the game that didn't get Grandmaster. So as I play, I'm like comfortable with times like this because I've never had Grandmaster before, and I don't need to think to myself, oh, it's gonna be so slow. Just because if I get Grandmaster, that's a win for me. So this is kind of bad. The 200 level, the pieces were going down really far, kind of slows me. But I've kept a really safe stack, and now we're almost at 300, and by now the pieces are going faster than they were before we got to 200. So at least I'm dropping pieces down fast, getting those levels up. I'm sliding around a little bit to be safe. Like if I touch this and then slide down, it gives me enough time to see exactly where to put it. And it wastes like half a second, and it's like super safe. We'll get these going. We're clearing out some of the holes now, which is nice. And now we're at 300 with see very consistent splits all within like a second of each other. 345.81 to get to the 300 is well within safe pace again, so I'm feeling safe. I've come into this with like a minute slower than this, like I said, and not have made it to GM once I get to the end. So this is fast enough for me, and a good safe stack, and the pieces are falling fast. So I don't have to worry about playing high up on the field anymore. I can keep them going down. So if I see a Tetris opportunity, I'll usually take it, get the maximum amount of level for my animation clears. You need to do that to save time. And I'm just trying to build a nice stack that keeps everything safe without too much of that, but you saw that safety, bump and slide, instead of just zooming it to the spot I want it to go. It's my little form of safety, like bumping the highest peak, yeah, like right there, and then moving it so I feel like I have the time to place it where it needs to go. Safe. That was really slow, sliding all the way there. And here we're at 399. I just noticed there we get to 400. So that was kind of cool. That was like a on-the-fly decision-making thing there. We clear up one line, get a slow animation to get here. That's too bad. That was kind of a unfortunate situation, but in that fast moment, I couldn't judge fast enough to not clear that line and save it. So we're putting it in, and now we're at 399. We've dropped 3 pieces. We're just wasting time by not getting a level here. So the longer you do that, the way worse your score is going to be. And here, this orange piece at the top, like if I wasn't at a 99, I'd probably have the instinct to put it down here to make more preparations for a higher Tetris or a 3-block clear to save more time. But here, I'm at 399. I need to clear anything to get to the next level. So instead of putting it in this orientation to increase the stack and have the well better for Tetrises, I'm going to flip it to its L shape and clear one line to get to 400 and leave a little bump here, which is not the best scenario, but I need to get one line clear. So you'll see it's coming down, I clear. We actually get a good piece there to keep the stack fairly clean. There were some better things I could have done, but we got a clean stack anyway, and now we're at a Tetris. And this is actually our best split in spite of getting locked because the pieces were falling so fast. And we were getting a lot of Tetrises within that 100 levels. So 109 for that split. Pretty good. Sub 5 minutes at the 400. 500 is the halfway point, right? Out of 999. So we're working on that. The pieces between 4 and 500 are really tricky movement patterns to me because they can, like, you can slide them and they'll go over gaps. Like, that's how slow, they don't fall fast enough to go into every single gap. So you can slide the pieces over gaps, and that confuses me sometimes and makes me mess up. So I like to play really safe between 4 and 5. And yeah, like bump, slide, carefully lock it down manually. That was kind of a mistake, but I knew that if I put it there, the worst case scenario is a 1 gap there, and it's right at the bottom now, so it doesn't cause a lot of danger, and we're prepared to clear it out pretty quick there. Now I've got myself ready for a line clearing large, double there, and that brings us into 500, where the pieces are instant gravity. That double, boom, right at the time we didn't get stuck. We went right into 500. So that's halfway. And I'm going to point out what's happening in the game right now because it's really important. The split's, you know, pretty good still, right? They're all really consistent. Nothing over 120 yet. But now I always start to play a little safer. We've switched into instant gravity mode now at level 500, about halfway. Fully 6 minutes in, so double that. Less than 13 minutes, right? We're totally safe for Grandmaster in terms of time, but we want to make sure that we can do it. Now, instant gravity, you can start the game at instant gravity as a form of practice. You can even do it in the arcade version. There's like a code you type in, and you can play instant gravity, where you start with the speed of level 500 at the beginning of the game with a clear field. So you can learn how to play at instant gravity through practicing that mode a lot, which I've done a lot. So having a field with no gaps in it, like I have right now, it's set up really well to stack. It's even got combo potential for like really big safety. Any piece will clear lines and be safe and slide right in there. Having that set up at 500 is so beneficial. I've got like several levels here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels that I can just get really for free. And every piece that comes out is another level. And there's no danger of the stack being too hard to recover. It's really easy to work with this stack. And it's like I've started instant gravity with a bonus. So this is a really good board. And I'm feeling really happy when I get to 500. This doesn't happen every time I play. So that's a really nice feeling. And I decided to go for the triple and start another stack here, get it looking good. I can save time with triples and doubles and Tetrises. I'll still try to get some lines. My main concern right now is survival and safety, because I know I'm on a pretty good pace. So I'm leaving some things. Look at that, we got a lucky T there. But I'm moving some things around to keep the stack. I know I won't be able to clear a lot. I'm just trying to keep it as non-garbagey as possible. We're kind of not getting really good drops here for it. So what I like to do in this scenario, that was nice. So I always have it prepared so that a long bar can slide down either side. Usually this is what you want. So here we've got, yeah, that's what I want to show. So the best way to stack when you're playing at instant gravity is to have the fifth column the highest column. So we have column 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And then the fifth column is one column below. So there's still a lot of sliding you can do with this orientation, with this field setup. If you have your fifth column as the highest column, every piece can slide in both directions. With the fourth column, not every piece can, but a lot of them still can. This dark blue piece cannot slide to the left with the fourth column highest very easily. So I'm going to put it here, which is nice. And I'm prepared for a long bar to slide in either direction and fill either well. That's what's important about your instant gravity setup. When you get pieces that don't fit in your field and you need to create some garbage like these two, you can do it in such a way that long bars will help you clear out garbage later. Once you skim lines off and like lower your stack, all the gaps will sort of converge into these large holes instead of individual ones. If you've done it right, if you put all of your garbage in the same column, then you can clear out the columns with long bars and reduce your garbage that way. So that's how I'm doing in this instant grab build. Ideally, the fifth column is the highest. I've got the fourth, but it's good enough for a line because a line can turn itself into the farthest left part of the well as long as it has the third from the left block of the line, the segment. Like here's a line 1, 2, 3. So imagine this line piece was horizontal here, and the fourth section is touching the fourth column, and then the third section is open and free. It has more than 2 blocks under it. That means it can orient this way. So when on this side, it's even easier because you only need 2 blocks under the second from the right column. So in this setup, a line can go into any spot on the board that's open. And that's exactly what we want because we put all of our garbage on the right-hand side, which is where we're going to score our Tetrises later. So now all we need to do is, fill this. There's no garbage. And then we can, boom, start clearing. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. Yeah, I needed to do even more garbage there, but boom, clear it out. And we see this. Keep stacking. There's a couple of pieces that will help us. That'll help us. That'll help us. This will work. We can skim one off, skim another off. And we're skimming down. There was no reason to worry about us getting high up there on instant gravity. I put the garbage to the right-hand side. It's formed these wells. I'm ready for a Tetris. I decide to clear it out. That was a missed Tetris opportunity. I could have gotten one there. I'll just point that out here. So that piece there. So I'm still clearing down. I decide to go for the triple there, which is totally fine because you never know when a line piece is going to come and it could be dangerous. Now it's going to clear, and I should have put this blue one there. Yeah, I put it to the left. I should have put it here so that it would have been a Tetris and it would have cleared and it would have opened these two. So that was a misplay, and it would have been really good to have done that. But we'll continue. Yeah, I keep the garbage going. And that was a total miss drop, but I know it's also still salvageable. If we get a T block, we get another T block. So things are looking good. And that, I want to point out what happened there because that was cool too. So we can put that there. We get the T block, spin it. Now this line piece, I told you before. Yeah, right here. This is a good setup. We got the first tile, the second, and the third. So it can turn, it can rotate. If I hold the right key down, the right input, which you see I'm doing here, there's my input display. That little white arrow's lit up, it means I'm holding right. And then I rotate, it's actually gonna stand itself up on the far right side. And because I know that my next piece is purple, that's exactly what I do. I stand it up on the right, and then I push the purple down to clear that garbage out. And it works well here. Boom, boom, and it brings us into 600. So I intentionally held us at the 599 level stop. Yeah, that line clear gets us, and now I'm kind of screwed here. I get a square from a 599. I didn't even notice I was at 599 when I saw that, or when I was playing, because I was just worried about this. So I know, like, I couldn't even clear with that piece. This gives me the highest chance to clear. I could have cleared here, which is a bad idea, because it would mean I need another line like as soon as possible. So I'm keeping the level stop open. That was the best move, and now we're at 600. That was really slow, actually. See the 119? That's the worst split we've had so far. 5 to 6 often is one of my worst because I'm trying to play really safe in the instant grab. So I like notice where something is, then lock the drop in. Notice where it is, lock it in, bump it, move it, lock it in. Rather than the early game where I'm holding down and just like locking in as fast as I can. Alright, let's keep going. Let's watch 600 to 700. It's still a pretty safe board. There's not too many holes. I'm stacking above some garbage here just to in the hopes I get a Tetris. That's an easy overhang to fix. You'll notice the orange piece come in there and fix it. And we're in a pretty good position to clear out. As once we get some nice pieces, that's a Tetris right there. And that's a clear out. And we can get a double here, clear out some more. And now, boom, we're at 637 with no gaps in our field. Pyramid stacking at instant gravity, increasing our levels. That's a nice drop. That was another example of knowing that I can rotate the line piece really easily there. And the goal here is going to be to pyramid stack up. Hopefully get our, yeah, that's a bad one right there. So we couldn't get our fifth column highest, and that means the T block means you can't really escape. That right there, that's the fifth column. There was no way to I didn't want to put the T block so that it sunk into that. Now here I could have kept moving the T block, but my fingers weren't fast enough. So it actually gets locked into this position. If I were playing really well physically, like my mind wanted to move this T block one more space to the left, and so it would sink in here, and then there'd be a need for a line in the fifth column. It could get bad. So the garbage as it stands is right there. I just put the square on top of it because I'm still adjusting to the sort of what is going on moment. And we're ready here. The fifth column is still the highest. So I recovered and it was good to put the square there. This line piece can go in either direction. We want to fill this one first so we can get Tetrises on that. Kind of bungled that. I don't know why I moved it to right instead of left. Probably a mistake. But we're still prepared to dig down as soon as we can. Yeah, kind of not the best positions here. Piece placements. We can survive. We're almost at 700 now. And we get a clear there and hit 700 without wasting any levels. And still a safe, slow, but on pace for GM time right there. Yeah, and that was a nice build up. So yeah, I know I want to build up so I can fill this. I want to fill this right here. So I can stack up and clear out this so that we have nice clears ready to go. So that's a good stack. Put the line there, put the square there. Now the fifth column's tied for highest. It means easily the blue piece can turn, go down, slide, and go in. And we got a nice build here. I can do whatever I want with these pieces to fill this area and be ready to clear it out. That I actually made the sixth. Is it the sixth? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth column the highest with this green. So I could not put the T block in a good spot. But I did reverse it to make the fifth column the highest here after putting the T block in. So this blue piece can be filled to overhang, no problem, and we don't create any more garbage. I've left myself with a you need a line piece section here, so I decided to create garbage on the right again. And we clear it, and we clear it, and we clear it. Good place there. Oh, I think it would have been better to put that there. I decided, yeah, fill that right in, because I know I'm going to need stuff to clear the garbage. So I need to go up a little bit more before I can go down. But now we're ready. Fill that, plug that. We're ready. All we need is a line piece before we get screwed, and I rotate that. There is a way to get that green block, which is going to instantly start on a bad spot because you've left the fifth column open. There's a way. Please go back. Thank you. Okay. Let's get to that spot where I put the green block in the wrong spot again. Right here. Yeah, so there is a way to rotate that green block so that it stands up without plugging this hole. But I messed it up. I actually pressed the wrong rotate button. I think I have to press A or C and I pressed B. Or the other way around. I did something wrong. And it plugged that gap. So the fifth column still has garbage, which is unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah, I wiggled it back and forth. Yeah, I tried a couple times to fix it, but I messed up. I plugged the gap on purpose there. We're clearing down. It's a 2 vertical now instead of a 3 vertical. Cleared. Ready for a line piece to clear. Yeah, I have to keep stacking. We need that fifth column to be high up so that I have versatility of movement with the pieces. So we stacked a little higher again, but it's not dangerous. We hit 799. Really bad, kind of luck, I think. It's hard for me to calculate that line clear that I did would have put me at 799 that quickly. Like, the game moves fast. But we're doing well in the 800s now. I'm not, like, this stack is very safe. It's so low, like, by the time I'm at 800 most games, the stack is really close to the top. And I'm, like, struggling to survive. So this is one of the safest I felt. But my heart's still pounding because this is one of the best games I'd ever played up until this point. Both in time and in safety, like, my stack looking good. So I knew this was, like, it. This was my actual chance. So I'm trying there. That was a good move. You might see this. This is kind of crazy. There's nothing I can do with this square. What do? Slide it all the way here and plug the hole in the second to last column? Like, slide it all the way here and plug the first column or the third? No, that'll give me garbage all over the place. I just put it here. I'm like, you know what? I'll deal with it later. And I see this thing coming up. And what do I want to do with that? Do I want to create another piece of garbage here, put it down? Or no, create no garbage at all. Rotate it so that it slides flat side down here. Clears a line, only puts a 1 tile higher here. It really does nothing to hurt me. Really good move here because I get the line piece right afterwards. Get a huge amount of safety by clearing down. And I can start filling some of that gap that I intentionally made by putting the square on the top. It just really worked out there. Really good move in a high pressure situation, I think. That, not so much. I could have done better with that orange piece. I was trying to, like, get too greedy and fill this gap right away, but I just decided to keep it. You know, it's a sacrifice. And it's still looking very safe, right? I can put things everywhere. You know, kind of a bad piece there, but we're still working it out. And slide it in, and we're ready for a triple there. It's very nice. And we've got that down too. Our garbage is going down even more. I can slide pieces. Now I've got, like, a big hole open in the 6th column, which is still nice because the 5th is highest and I can slide pieces everywhere. And get ready for that line piece when it shows up to get, boom, a triple clear there in the 6th column. That's a triple. And now we're digging down. We've got access to the 5th column garbage. I cleared as fast as I can and we hit 900 at the same time. And so now I'm at 900 on instant gravity. I have 100 levels to go, and we've only got a gap at the very bottom. This is, like, something I'm consistent at. 100 levels of instant gravity, I could get through that no matter what. Because in practice, like I said before, you start the game at instant gravity. If you want, you can do a practice mode where you start at instant gravity. So that's what I used to get as good as I needed to be able to beat this. So by the time I'm at 900, all I see is one tiny hole at the bottom. I'm ready to go. And like, we're clearing real nice there. I left that open for the T block. The T block went right in. Almost like everything we can get now is going to help us clear. But I only need 40 levels left. So I'm just like, drop the pieces, drop the pieces. I don't care anymore. We need to clear, like, get to the end. That's it. Like, there are better decisions I could have made at the end. They would have saved me time too. But I'm just like, heart pounding, get to the end, fill these holes. We barely have any stack problems going into 900. That's like high confidence level that I'm gonna beat it, because I'm always beating 100 levels if the stack is good. And usually when I hit 900, the stack is far from good. So see, I'm just stacking up, 995, 996. I don't even want to clear a line until we get to the end. All I need is one more piece. We got it right there, and we cleared them. My first GM. And a kind of a slow splits here. See the worst split at 1 minute 21 seconds, which was hitting 800, or yeah, hitting 800 at 10 minutes 8. But yeah, that was good pace, and that was it. That's our GM. So that'll be the highlight. I'll put that up. Now you saw my little analysis of it, what was going through my mind while I was playing. Maybe if you haven't played TGM yourself, you can see what's like necessary to learn in order to be able to play the game like this. And I still have a lot to learn to be able to play it like this consistently, and also much faster, because anyone who's good at this, you know, they're much faster than me. Anyone you've seen on a GDQ or a YouTube video before has probably gotten a much faster time. This is my first. So there you have it. I'm happy to get it. Alright, and I'll keep playing. I'll probably move on to TGM2 as well. There you go.